Welcome to another episode of Lunch with the Shark. Join us as we dive deep into discussions about business, accounting, and finance to help you build a business that thrives. Now sit back and have a bite with your host, the Shark CFO, Vidal Espinosa.
Well, hello, good afternoon. Welcome to a new edition of Lunch with the Shark. I am your host, Vidal, the Shark CFO Espinosa, and it's really nice to be with you on this Wednesday afternoon. And guess what? As I said it yesterday, today we are celebrating Ash Wednesday. Already we are starting, whomever is Catholic, Lent season. Wow. Time, it's flying like at a enormous speed. I can't believe it. We celebrate today, or we observe Ash Wednesday. And also we celebrate Random Act of Kindness Day. That's really interesting because it actually goes hand to hand. Ash Wednesday marks the beginning of Lent, and it's a time for reflection, a time to clean ourselves, our time to meditate, reflect. Whomever is spiritual and Catholic, that's part of the annual tradition. And Acts of Kindness Day today. Be kind to someone today. Maybe be kind to yourself. It's really interesting. I was listening yesterday to a podcast, and they said something that it really resonated with me. In order for you to love your family, your partner, your husband, your wife, your significant other, whomever you have to love yourself first. Otherwise, you are not capable of loving other people. Oh, but you intrinsically love your mom and dad and your brothers and your sisters and your family. No, that's not true. That is not true. You care for them, but love is different. Love starts with you. So you have to start learning, because it's very difficult to love yourself. Just the fact that sometimes you don't accept things of your appearance, things that you do, whatever it is, you're struggling to love yourself. Learn by doing so. Learn by trying to love yourself. It's really, really, really good. It's really, really interesting how to learn to love yourself. Compadre, ¿cómo estás? Saludos en español. Cabrón, aprende inglés, güey. It's really interesting to learn how to love yourself. And it's really simple. It's really simple. And that's something that we're going to touch on today's topic, which is emotions. Emotions in your business, emotions in your company, emotions in your job, emotions. What are emotions? And emotions are biological states associated with all of the nerve system brought on by neuropsychological changes, and there are different emotions that every single human has. Every single human has. There's 7 basic emotions. 7. Okay? So the first one is fear. Fear is a response to impending danger. Next, we have joy. Joy or happiness has shades of enjoyment, satisfaction, and pleasure. The next one would be love, arises from a feeling of profound oneness. It could be platonic, romantic, religious, familial. Sadness is necessarily related to a feeling of loss and disadvantage. Surprise, haha, and Georgia. The surprise emotion means the showing up of an unexpected result. Anger is evoked due to injustice, conflict, humiliation, neglect, or betrayal. So how do we control emotions in our business, in our small business? How do we do that? How do we go and control those emotions? Because are you losing your mind due to stress and you're wondering how to control your emotions as a business owner? Running a small business, it's not quite easy. Let me tell you, it's not easy at all. Most times, the stress can get you, and you may tend to lose balance emotionally. Interesting, there are ways to effectively control your emotions as a business owner. We're gonna discuss some of these tips, okay? So like most business owners, like myself, you probably have to deal with a wide range of problems. Look, we spoke about that. Just by delegating tasks to team members, outsourced, independent contractors, you're not going to be problem-free. You're not going to mitigate problems. You're actually going to encounter more problems. And you cannot ignore them. You cannot throw away or put in the corner your bank statement envelopes, the letters that are addressed from the Internal Revenue Service, the emails coming from the SAT if you're in Mexico, the phone calls from the vendor that you have a past due bill. You cannot ignore them. If I ignore them, they don't exist. Well, they do exist, okay? That's the worst thing, not confronting your problems. That's because of an emotion. But how do we work through those emotions? How do we control those emotions? Okay? So you're often worried, tense, anxious. You agonize and lose sleep over your business. If you do that, please take action. Sell your business, close your business, go work for someone. It's not life. I actually had a very surprising call, I think last Monday, from a friend of mine that I have not spoken to him since I think middle of November or beginning of November of last year. And he was going through a very rough path with his wife. And I knew about the issues. I've given him some personal advice, like on a personal level, like what would I do? What it's human nature, right? And he was talking to me, and he told me back in November, hey, this is what we're going. We are taking a break. And I said, you know what? You've taken a break every year or every 6, 7, 8, 9 months. And the basic question here is, are you happy? Because what you're telling me, it's not living. You are not living. You're living in fear. You're anxious. You're stressed over something that it's over. No, you don't need to be a psychic, or you don't need to be an expert to tell you that that's over. That rubber band broke 2 separations ago. Sometimes you need someone to make the obvious more obvious. So if you're stressing over your business, go back to the drawing board, go back to an advisor that you trust, not somebody that you listen opinions, an advisor, and let them help you erase those agonies, that stress, that tension, that worriness, okay? So if you want to remain productive and effectively, you have to learn effective ways to manage emotions. Effective ways to manage emotions. Okay? So before we move on to discuss how to control your emotions, let's lay down some fundamentals on the topic. It takes a lot of work to learn how to control, manage your emotions as a business owner. Almost everybody finds it difficult to function effectively in the face of negative emotions. Okay? So the job is even more challenging if you run your own business and are primarily responsible for its success. Controlling your emotions is one of the skills you should try to develop if you want your business to succeed. Don't be visceral. Entrepreneurs like you and I need to appreciate the virtual efforts of emotions on your business. A business owner who knows how to appropriately handle emotions has a better chance of success than those who don't. A small business owner like you, like me, you face a lot of uncertainty. Remember, that's one of the human basic needs, uncertainty. And we have been taught to run on certainty. Certainty, that's the number one human need that we all have until we learn to control it, and goes to 5th place, last place. Uncertainty gives us security, shelter. That's our freaking safe box. That's our box. We don't want to move out of our comfort zone. So that's it. That's our box. So that's where you are at. So you have to face uncertainty, confront it, deal with it. And they're not within your control. A couple of days ago, last week, I posted a video of a guy sweeping, yes, the seashore. He was trying to dry, yes, the sand in front of his property from every single wave from the ocean. How the hell you're going to do that? I don't know. Teach me, because if you want to dry your property, if it's in front of the ocean and the waves break in every single 5-7 seconds and you're trying to dry it, how are you going to do it? Please teach me. You cannot control what it's not within your limits, but you can control your emotions because they are yours. You're confronted with unexpected problems almost every single day. When you allow your emotions to escalate in response to the problems that demand your attention, you will find it difficult to make good decisions. You will find it a challenge to be productive and effectively. You will find it hard to deliver great work or service. When you don't know how to manage your emotions, what you feel tends to compound and significantly impact your business. When you feel unease and insecure, these negative emotions can quickly turn into unrelenting cycles of being nervous, worried, and anxious. You find it hard to shake off a general sense of looming failure and disappointment. Everything becomes about you when nothing is about you. As you become more anxious, you feel more inept at handling your business, and you get angry. You lose confidence. Your productivity declines. When you fail at controlling your emotions, your business gets affected. You start missing deadlines. You begin dropping the ball with important clients. Likewise, you fail to see opportunities for networking and expanding your business. Mistakes serve to heighten your existing emotions and reinforce the cycle of your emotions. As a business owner, when your team sees you lose control, they too become more susceptible to experiencing negative emotions. As a result, they become less effective at their jobs. Emotions are a natural part of life. We have them. They're part of our nervous system. You can't stop yourself from experiencing them. More so, you can't eliminate entrepreneurship stress. No, it comes with the job. However, you can have a go at effectively managing emotions in your workplace. You can make conscious and deliberate choices to manage your reactions. By learning to control your emotions, you can prevent negative emotions from weighing you and your business down. So what's emotional intelligence? Okay, so another thing you need to know when trying to gain control of your emotions as an entrepreneur, business owner, is improving your emotional intelligence. This is your ability to be totally aware and in charge of how you feel and react to things. In other words, your own emotions. When you have high emotional intelligence, you have the ability to recognize your emotions and to harness them. You need to control them. You also have the ability to manage them so that they work for you rather than against you. You are also able to help others be likewise. Emotional intelligence, it's composed of several essential skills. The ability to identify or recognize, the ability to control and use emotions for problem solving and constructive thinking. Also, the ability to effectively cope with or regulate your emotions when needed, and the ability to help other people do the same. So, gaining control of your emotions as a business owner, it's easier when you know exactly what strategic steps to take. Remember, we must have strategies for everything. These tips below, and what I'm going to tell you right now, are effective ways to control your emotions as a business owner. Acknowledge your emotions. The first step towards learning to control your emotions is to recognize how you feel. Do you persistently fret over everything, even things that you have no control over? Do you constantly worry over trivial problems on top of big and major ones? Do you have racing thoughts even at night so you can't go anywhere to sleep? Do you have to frequently tell yourself to keep deep breathing? Do you often feel afraid, sometimes irrational? Do you find it hard to focus on the things you have to do today because you're worried about things that are still to happen days or even weeks from now? Do your emotions manifest through physical discomfort like upset stomach, headaches, breathing difficulties, or dizziness? Learn to acknowledge your feelings. You don't have to announce them to the entire neighborhood. You simply have to look inwards and acknowledge what you truly feel. But this is part of learning to understand yourself. This is part of learning that nothing is personal at all. This is part of learning on how to let go of things that are completely outside of your control. This is learning on how to not overreact when things don't go the way you want them. It's impossible. Number 2. So, take a close look at how you feel. Describe what you feel. Be very specific. By trying to find out what is it exactly that you feel, you become more self-aware. You also take on a more objective and intentional approach when you distance yourself from what you feel. You get a better chance of controlling your emotions when you learn to take a purposeful look at them. Keep a journal, meditate, practice mindfulness, take a personal development course so you look and learn more about how you think, feel, and behave. People, just use a very simple phrase that I've learned to utilize. What's the worst it can happen? Is somebody gonna die? No. Okay, then we can solve it. What's the worst it can happen? And if you can live with the worst that it can happen, dude, do not stress over that. Dude, you can fix it. Why the hell are you stressing over it? If you can fix it, if it's out of your control, like death, also let it go. It's out of your control. There's nothing you can do. Number 3, always remind yourself that your emotions do not define you. When you are able to put some distance between yourself and your emotions, you prevent them from taking over and controlling your day. It may be hard to achieve this separation at first. It takes practice. Furthermore, you have to constantly remind yourself that although these are your emotions, they do not define the way you are and who you are. Plain and simple. If you drop the coffee in the morning prior to getting to the office, dude, I sounded like what's the name of the turtle from Finding Nemo? I forgot. And I'll come to me. Your day's not over if your coffee spills. It's gonna dry. It might leave a stain, but it's gonna dry. Nobody's gonna care if you have a stain in your shirt, pants, skirt, whatever it is. Nobody. They don't define you at all. And your day's not gonna be shitty. It's gonna be shitty if you let it. It takes self-control though. Right? Number 4, ask yourself why you feel the way you do and what you can do to make things better. Another tip to help you gain control of your emotions as a business owner, it's by asking yourself some important emotional questions. Learn to reduce entrepreneurship stress by turning into your emotions. Identify what you feel and determine the reason why you feel this way. When you're able to identify the cause of your emotions, you are better able to think about what you should do about your feelings. Take a purposeful look at your emotions, stops you from going into a panic and blindly allowing your emotions to take over. Ask yourself, are you feeling vaguely anxious about something? Are you experiencing a low-lying suggestion of panic? Do you feel unease, tense, and nervous? Are you troubled with a thought that someone unpleasant is going to happen? Why do you feel this way? Is it because you have more work than you can handle? Or is it because you're worried that you will not be able to highly qualify your deliverables for your clients? Is it because you have to do a task that you don't know much about it? What can you do to make you feel better? Do you need some time to sit still, breathe deeply, and meditate? Do you need to expel the tensions by going out for a brisk walk? Do you need to express your thoughts in writing so you can regain some of your mental space? Do you need to vent out your fears to somebody you trust? Do you need to prepare a more organized and detailed task list so you need to have a clearer look of what you need to do? Do you need time to talk with a mentor who can give you some good advice? If you heard me, you would know that everything that I said in those questions have a very simple answer. You just need to know what to ask. That's it. Number 5, create a routine that minimizes negative emotions and anxious thoughts. This is yet another effective way to control your emotions as a business owner. When you run your own business, you have the luxury of controlling your time and how you run your workday. Plain and simple. Plan out your work in a manner designed not to hike up your stress levels. You need some degree of self-awareness to be able to do this. Plan what you will have for breakfast ahead of time. Wake up early to do your physical workout routine. Write in your journal. Enjoy your commute to and from work by being mindful. Devote a good percentage of your time to do actual work. Remember, don't procrastinate. Remember what we said. Do a little list of, not a list, do a detailed list of everything that you do through the day, and you're going to see that you waste a shitload of time. That's stressful. Minimize meetings and calls unless they're really necessary. People right now are bored. We are home officing. We are bored. We are bored of being at the same freaking place that we cannot go anywhere, moving around. We can just go from our bedrooms to our kitchens, to our living rooms, to our small homemade office. People want to see people. They call for Zoom calls like water, if you drink a lot of water. Sometimes it's like, shit, we wasted 1 hour when this could be resolved in an email that would have 2 lines. Avoid multitasking. Avoid context switching by batching tasking. Turn off email notifications so you don't get distracted when you work on projects. Do the important task that you dislike first. Clear your mind. Number 6, get help and support. Help can come in various forms. Reading inspiring and meaningful or practical books, Registering for a personal development course, holy crap, why am I gonna go to those seminars? They are just very plain and stupid. That's common sense. Where is your common sense? Those are bullshits. Those gurus, they're not my gurus. When you try and achieve personal development, you grow. You actually become the person that everybody surrounding you don't want you to become. It's true. You start growing and you outgrow your circle. That's when problems start. Because they notice that you're growing, you notice that you're outgrowing them, and they're no longer your help or support. Getting a life coach, a true life coach, a good life coach. Do your due diligence. Seeking advice or assistance from a mentor or someone you trust and admire. Advice, not opinions. Number 7, be realistic. When it comes to controlling your emotions as a business owner, being truthful to yourself, it's very important. No business is exempt from mistakes, frustration, or even failure. Even more, all businesses go through the same obstacles. Yes, you're not the only one that has that problem. We've all had that same problem. Maybe we already had it, or maybe we're going to have it. But you're not that special. You are not the elected or selected by all the goddesses and gods to be the only one that has had or will have that obstacle. You're not that special. Sorry. Accept that you have to face difficulties and challenges in the same way that you will achieve success. Be patient with yourself. Work on how to improve your emotional self-control is hard work. It is. It requires self-awareness, acceptance, and a shitload of practice. Furthermore, you have to try different ways to find the ones that work better for you. Remember, this is not that like you can go and pick out from a rack a shirt, small, medium, or large, or extra large. No, this has to be tailored. It takes time to learn how to control your emotions as a business owner. And lastly, take some time off. What do I say on Fridays? Perch, relax, disconnect. Take time off. It's another effective way of trying to control your emotions as a business owner. There will be times when you feel sorely tempted to spend more time working to make your business succeed. You're burned out. When you're tired and overworked, however, you tend to become less effective. Similarly, fatigue undermines your emotions and mental state. The quality of your work decreases. Also, your experience job, it's burned out. If you can get away for short vacations, explore other options to unwind and take your mind off your business every now and then. Spend quality time with your family. Be present. Additionally, hang out with your friends. Pursue interests that have nothing to do with your business. Indulge in soothing self-care routines. Spending time away from your business, it actually alleviates stress. It energizes you. Running your own business is not for you if you are faint of heart. The challenges can make you emotional and lead to stress and burnout. When you have emotional control, however, running your business can provide amazing opportunities for success and self-fulfillment. Manage the adverse effects of emotions on your business. Use the tips as a guide on how to control your emotions as a business owner. Control your emotions puts you in a better position to make sharp, insightful decisions and plan a great strategy for the growth of your business. Wow. I gave you a shitload of information. Use it. We're going to post it on our social media. Today's quote actually comes from George Patton Jr. He was a general of the U.S. Army during the World War II. And he said, "Don't tell people how to do things. Tell them what to do and let them surprise you with their results." Just think about that. Don't tell people how to do things. There's a lot of ways to do things. A lot. Well, it's been great seeing you today. I hope to see you tomorrow. Bon appetit. Ciao.
Thank you for listening to Lunch with the Shark. Thank you for listening to Lunch with the Shark. If you would like to set up a consultation with the Shark CFO, Vidal Espinosa, visit his website www.invictus-advisors.com and don't forget to subscribe on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, and LinkedIn.